Well, hog hunting never hurt nobody.
Welcome, angry faithful to Nerd Sports 131. Today we're going to talk about the interesting I fucked everything up. The interesting sport.
Did we get past 30 seconds?
16 seconds. We're 16 seconds into it.
Oh, God.
David.
Now we're not going to get paid for this episode.
Oh.
I should have had it.
Thompson's got a free rein down. He's got Yig the beat. He's throwing his body all over the field, both on offense and defense. Orton with a little kamikaze. Knocked that one out of the arena. And now they'll flip it over, and Carney will take over as the runner. He's coming in and out fast and furious.
Yeah, I saw that. I thought that was fucking hilarious.
Combat juggling.
Combat juggling.
You know,
speaking for myself, I didn't see any combat in there.
We're not going to.
However, the point that I'm trying to make here is that I'm willing to bet that only a very specific type of woman services those guys.
I could see that. I could definitely see that.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think they're doing it for free either.
No, it's one of those. You're at the bar, and they're in there trying to. It's ladies' night, and they're like, "So what do you do?" I'm a professional athlete. I was on ESPN last week. Really? What do you do? I'm a combat juggler.
Yeah, I was on the Ocho.
Yeah.
I was in the Ocho.
Lance Armstrong bets the farm on. You laid out for that one. That's a bold move, Cotton. We'll see if it pays off for her.
Pays off for somebody. I don't know.
I had my daughter, because she's like, I'm sending out the links to everybody, and I'm going to embarrass the crap out of her right now. I said, I asked her if she wanted to be on the show. She replies, and I quote, "No, I'm in the middle of dyeing my hair."
I could see it.
I
get that excuse from women all the time.
That's more important than coming and making a fool of yourself.
Spending time with your dear old dad. I mean, come on. See?
I love
you, Bell.
That's hilarious. That is so funny. That's hilarious.
Okay,
so are we gonna get it? Are we gonna get into the
baseball? Okay. First and foremost,
I mean, dude,
I want to congratulate the one Rangers fan that we have here on the show. Chris, congratulations.
Called it too. I called it 7 days.
It will be the first legitimate World Series that Globe Life Field has hosted.
Correct.
And we're not talking about the travesty of the bubble year. I mean, you can almost put an asterisk by the whole Dodgers beating the Tampa Bay Rays, barely beating the Tampa Bay Rays in 2020. Because, I remember that there was that meme that was going around, and it was, it had the lunchbox out there, and it was like the only time that this field will ever see a World Series. And I'm like, oh, now that didn't age too well.
Yeah.
But, bear in mind, we're like, what, 1 year removed from the Rangers having lost 100 games.
Yes.
So
last year was brutal.
Okay, so to put it into perspective, going from first to from worst to first, I've experienced that elation. We're talking about 2017, and then 2018 happened for the Red Sox. I mean, literally, we finished bottom, basement dwelling in 2017, and then 2018 happened. I mean, 108 regular season wins. Win the World Series. I mean, the number one seed, the best team in baseball, won it all. This year's playoff brackets, though,
has been interesting.
Mattress Mac lost a lot of money.
That poor
he
guy.
smashed the after they lost. He's like,
There were
I met
so
him.
many TikToks I saw of him watching that game, and I feel so sorry for that dude.
I met him.
He's a great guy. He's awesome.
Oh yeah, he's an amazing
This
dude.
is a Rangers fan. He is awesome. I love the dude, but I felt so sad afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, but
He'll be okay.
It was
but
funny because it was like the first time that I'd actually had a chance to go see a game at Minute Maid Park. I had took Mindy, took the boys, took my sister-in-law, and I'm downstairs trying to I was ordering a customized jersey for well, actually, this was the second game we went to. I was ordering a customized jersey for my sister-in-law, right?
Yeah.
Because she really wanted one. And I'm down there and I'm walking around and I see this dude standing there, and I'm like, wait, I know who that is. And everybody's like trying to talk to him. And I just walked past him. I was like, hey, how's it going? Right? I'm going to share this real quick. Let me see here. Present. See. Share screen. And now here. There. That is me and Mattress Mac right there.
There you go. That's a good picture.
And so when I got back to our seats, and I told the girls, I was like, I just met Mattress Mac, and they didn't believe me. They were like, no, you didn't. I'm like, yeah, I did. So I pulled out my phone and I showed them, and they were like, that's a cardboard cutout. I'm like, I am serious. That is him.
Come on, guys.
Like, they straight up didn't believe me, and then they got mad because I didn't text them to come down. I'm like,
by the time they got there,
come on, man.
Forever.
But I'm like, so I mean, he's legitimately like a good dude.
Yeah.
And I mean, he has watch parties for his employees all the time. He built a daycare center at his store for his employees that have got kids.
Yeah.
He sponsors scholarship programs for his employees all the time. I mean, like, the dude is a legitimate stand-up dude.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I mean, good on him last year for winning like what the largest sports bet for baseball ever.
Yeah.
I mean, last year was just kind of like one of those anomalies. I mean, because he loses a lot more than he wins. Like,
yeah.
Like I remember reading an article somewhere like the things that he has bet on and has lost his absolute ass with, and I'm like, but I mean, when he wins,
how's this company still around?
Well, okay, so so with the bets comes out, the betting comes out of his. I mean, the dude is obviously
it's personal, yeah.
Loaded, yeah. So he bets with his own money. He doesn't bet with the company.
Yeah.
So he runs this promotion every year that if the Astros win the World Series, if you spend over $3,000, you get all the money that you paid into it back, and then the rest of the furniture is free.
Yeah.
Right. And so how that, I mean, his store really doesn't take a hit. So if he wins, then he's able to pay off everybody else, pay off everybody's furniture that meets the criteria. And then he has enough money to cover the checks that he mails to those customers that have paid money for that particular piece of furniture, whether it be a suit, or an individual piece.
Yeah.
And his money, he doesn't lose any money on it. He just basically pays for everybody's furniture and then mails them back the difference, kind of a thing.
Right.
But if he loses, the only thing he's out is his own money, because his company still is collecting monthly payments for the furniture that they finance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, honestly, it's a great promotion. And I mean, it gets people in his store just constantly. But
there's almost no way to actually lose that.
and the dude is, the dude is like magnanimous beyond all belief. I mean, like even last year when the Philly fans were just like complete trash, and you see that video of him being like, "Fuck you," he was getting into it with that one Phillies fan. I'm like, dude, he became kind of like the rallying cry for that team last year in the World Series. They were like, "You don't fuck with Mattress Mac, bro.
Yep,
we're gonna smash this World Series from you." But like he took a couple of tractor loads of mattresses up to Philadelphia and gave them away for free to veterans.
Yeah.
In the area.
Yeah.
And just to show how sporting he was and how good of a sport he was about it, when the series shifted back to Houston for Game 6, he put it out. He was like, "Hey, if you're a Phillies fan, you contact my store, and my office manager knows how to vet everybody. If you're a Phillies fan and you can be verified, you can come sit with me in my luxury box for Game 6."
Oh,
yeah, and he did too. I mean, like he had like 4 or 5 people that were Philly fans that sat in the luxury suite with him at Minute Maid for Game 6.
Nice.
Nice.
So I mean, you can't hate the guy. You just
no. Impossible. That'd be like talking trash against Mother Teresa. Like you just can't do it.
You can talk trash against Mother Teresa. You really can.
You could, but it's a mortal sin. No, I'm kidding. I've actually heard a lot of stories that she was like, actually genuinely a horrible person.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I've heard some horror stories about shit that she's done.
Yeah. That's why she tried real hard in her old age, because she was trying to get into heaven, dude.
Yeah.
I'm trying to put out there.
She was going.
I mean, I ain't saying she's sketchy, but she didn't give a fuck about sainthood until she was like 90.
Right.
So
shit. I need
So we're all right. So we're gonna open this up here.
Let me get these videos done real quick.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I love these things.
There were some good ones out there too.
Yeah. I gotta go back to WWE.
Yeah, I saw this one. Texas Rattlesnake.
Oh wait, there we go.
Stone Cold Steve Austin is actually an Astros fan because he lives down south of Houston.
He does. He lives over by Victoria.
Yeah. So
and the creme de la creme one. That's on all of it. Get some sleep.
Oh, I know this one I loved because there was like after Game 5, it was a Rangers version of that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna use that as a segue to break into Game 5 here.
Now one I got one more, and this is for the Astros and everything. This is actually a really good one. And we can talk about it afterwards because it instills in news. I can't play it because
we're gonna get into that here in just a minute. So we're gonna get into that.
But it's just a couple of photos. GG Rangers, good job. Rangers deserves it way more than us.
Rangers deserve it way more than us. Go win it for Texas. Is that what you're trying to spit out of that?
Yes. I don't know why, but my words just did anything.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into his post Game 7 comment or content here in just a little bit. But I want to talk about Game 5. So this ALCS was very, very unique.
This was
the home team went over. The home team was 0 for 7 this entire series.
Yeah.
Now, It's not for a lack of effort on either team's part. So I mean, this was a solid series.
It was hard fought on both
I mean,
sides.
for the first time in Major League Baseball history, this was an all Texas championship series, and it lived up to the billing. I mean, it went the distance.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah,
and
we didn't know who was going to win it.
I mean, the personalities were as big as Texas. The attitude was as big as Texas. I mean, the fan bases. I mean, everything about it just screamed Lone Star State, and it was really, with the exception of, I mean, it was honestly, since 2011, it was high time that the Rangers had actually had a favorable spotlight shown on them. We're not going to get into 2011's World Series Nelson Cruz, but I did that on purpose. I'm sorry.
I
Dude.
know you did, you bastard.
Chris,
But
we-
game five,
we-
okay,
we have
so
to have
game
a-
five, when Arolis Garcia, when he hit that grand slam, or no, it was a 3-run home run. That's what it was. It was a 3-run home run in game 5.
Yes.
His next at bat in the 8th inning, the bottom of the 8th. Okay. I'm not saying that Brian Abreu did it on purpose, and I actually believe the contrary. Okay. And I'll get into that here in just a second. But that entire situation could have been avoided had Garcia done what a professional is supposed to do. Take your ass down the first base line and go stand on the bag. Pure, plain and simple. Okay. Now, yes, Brian Abreu got suspended for 2 games. He appealed the decision on Sunday. The hearing was yesterday. So the case was heard yesterday by an arbitration panel hired by MLB. They chose to uphold the suspension. However, he is going to serve that the first 2 games of the 2024 season. And the reason why they said that was because they did not want a postseason series being affected by a shorthanded roster. So, to me, I kind of take that as the signaling that MLB tried to backtrack and cover their ass, but they didn't do it the right way. And so there's a lot of things that happened in the bottom of the 8th there. Yes, Garcia got plunked. Yes, it was an inside pitch. It was a 98 mile an hour fastball. Yeah,
Was that last night's game? Because that was like 104.
No. This is game 5.
No.
Oh,
This is
okay.
game 5. Okay. Brian Abreu pitched him inside. That is the scouting report on Garcia. You pitch him inside.
Right.
Okay.
Don't let him extend his arms.
Yeah, don't let him extend his arms. Okay. You pitch him high, you pitch him inside, because he can't pull even if he tries to pull those hands in and pull the ball, he's not going to be able to catch up to it.
Yeah.
Okay. The guy's a remarkable fastball hitter.
Mhm.
All right. He has got strength for days. I mean, the dude's an absolute stud. Okay. Not taking away from his talent level. Now, in the video that everybody saw, live broadcast and the multiple replays of the pitch afterwards, Brian Abreu was actually seen patting his chest, saying, "My bad."
Mhm.
Okay. The only reason why the bench is cleared is because Arolis Garcia turned and put his hands on Martin Maldonado.
Yeah.
When you turn and you put your
Immediately
hand on another player, he instigated that whole bench clearing brawl. It was not Abreu.
Yeah.
Now, the vice president of competitions from MLB's front office, I cannot think the guy's name off the top of my head. He gave an interview during the pregame show on Sirius XM on Sunday night for Game 6. And he said that he told his umpires, "Do not make a snap decision. I want you to confer, because I do not want you to be part of the story." Well, in addition to the shit calls that officiating crew was making during that entire series on both sides of the ball, we're talking about fluctuating strike zones, up, down, left, right.
We'll say that it was against both teams, so it wasn't like
it was consistently bad on both sides of the ball.
Correct. That's a good way.
Okay. Now, when the umpires got together, they conferred. They immediately ejected Abreu.
Yeah.
Said nothing to Garcia.
Yeah.
Dusty Baker, rightfully so, lost his mind, goes in there and gives them a piece of it. He hears what he doesn't want to hear. He slams his hat on the ground, says the magic F word, and gets tossed out of the game. I guess the umpiring crew at that point decided, oh, I think we maybe need to make this a little bit right. So they ejected Garcia because he did, after all, put his hands on the catcher. And then on top of that, once the scrum kind of got in between them, he made the concerted effort to outflank everybody to get back to Maldonado with the intent of whooping his ass.
Right.
And
He
there were
took it
several
further than
Astros,
he
yeah, there were several Astro players and Rangers players that were intent on keeping those two separated. Maldonado didn't want anything to do
Yeah,
with
they
it.
were chasing after him. I saw that.
Yeah. So to me, the fact that he got a slap on the wrist, basically in the form of a fine, is kind of embarrassing.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is, because if we're going to point fingers, we're going to point blame as to what the instigation or what the catalyst was, rather, for that particular instance, it was Garcia. 100%. It was Garcia. It was in the video. It was even stated after the fact. Okay. I mean, Garcia, he just, he's going to run his mouth because he feels like he was in the right. And MLB's front office and their competition committee enabled that behavior.
Yeah.
At least as far as game 5 was concerned. Now,
even if it had been an intentional hit, even if he had intentionally hit him, it's not what it's him turning around. It was Garcia turning around and actually putting hands on, which you don't do. It just, it's not, that's not
one of the analysts. Yeah. And one of the analysts for MLB Network Radio was like, look, I'm firmly convinced that had he done his job and just taken the base, none of this would be a subject. I mean, it wouldn't be a thing.
No.
Yeah. Wouldn't have been a thing.
Might have had a couple of
it
people.
might have actually affected the outcome of the game because there would have been no 30-minute delay and an additional 11 minutes because Dusty Baker refused to leave the dugout.
Yeah.
Which to his credit, I've seen that play, that move pulled by managers for 40 years, going back even further. Like, you get ejected from the game, most of the time the managers will go into they'll go down the tunnel and they'll sit in the clubhouse. But you get those certain managers that just feel very fervent about the fact that they got run for standing up for their players and trying to voice their displeasure about a bad call.
Yeah.
They're going to hang around for a minute because, I mean, you're already going to get fined for getting ejected.
Right.
You might as well get your money's worth, right?
It's like, what else are they going to do to me at this point?
Yeah. So, there's all the whole conspiracy theorist. I mean, immediately they jumped out, black helicopters, flying around, and I'm like, all right, everybody's all screaming, oh, the Astros are cheating again. The Astros are cheating. I'm like, how about you just shut up for just 5 minutes? Because the whole cheating thing was in 2017. I say this as a Red Sox fan. My team got caught in 2018, about, I don't know, a quarter way through the season. They got popped. They stopped and still went on to win the World Series cleanly. The Dodgers in 2017 were caught cheating and still managed to lose a World Series.
Right.
Okay. The Yankees got caught cheating. Cheating has been a part of the game since the game's creation. If you are not out there actively trying to figure out what the signs mean, then what are you doing? Okay. Yeah. You can't solely rely on pure raw talent 100% of the time. I mean, this season is 162 games. Plus you got like an additional 18 or 19 games, depending on how long your series go in the postseason. Okay. Hitters are professional hitters at that level, but even professionals need help. So, I mean, they need scouting reports. So that's why they got the scouting report cards in their hats. Okay. They're getting signs from the dugout. All right. That's why they still have, meetings at the mound. They're like, okay, how are we going to address this guy? Because, here's the report out on him. You know that old saying, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. If you get caught, you ain't trying hard enough.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Obviously, they didn't try hard enough. All right. And if you're going to try, don't use trash cans. Don't use binoculars. Definitely don't use iPads or Apple Watches.
You made it way too obvious.
Yeah. You made it way too obvious. I mean, for crying out loud. But so you know, the thing of it is that, you know, all these people talking about, oh my God, these guys, cheaters. Enough is enough. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, even to his credit, Carlos Correa, who made his very unceremonious exit from the playoffs, you know, with the Twins. You know, he was just like, look, enough is enough. You know, I mean, really, Altuve is really the only one that ever. I mean, he's still the only one that gets booed.
Yeah,
And
which
he
is
didn't want any,
because he
and
was
it
the
was
one.
put out on record and corroborated with several players in the clubhouse that season that he didn't want anything to do with it. He
Yeah,
just didn't. So
yeah. There
you
was
know,
there was one video I was watching that they actually, and it was specifically addressing the whole trash can thing.
yeah,
And there were times where he would get the signal with the trash can, and he would take that pitch, and then he would go over and he would look at the dugout, and he would just stare at him, and you didn't hear any trash can after that. He's
yeah,
like, I don't want that. I want to do
right.
this clean. So
You know, and
it's
so
baffling to me that he's the one that's getting, because you know all the rumors flew and everything, and they were saying that he was getting it with the worst when he was the one that was actively fighting against it.
right. I mean,
I don't know why everybody gets all that hatred for Altuve. I like the guy.
mostly the ones that were doing it was Springer, Correa, and there was like one other guy that was actively doing it.
Yeah,
But I mean,
that's not to say the rest of them didn't benefit in some way.
yeah, I mean, it's not to
It
say that the
wasn't
team didn't benefit in some way because obviously their
right,
road and home splits were vastly different as far as batting average was concerned.
right.
But you know, I mean, this year the Astros had a losing record at home.
Mhm.
I mean, they only won like 30 or 40 out of 40, or say they were 40 and 45 at home this year.
Like you cannot say anybody in this series at all cheated. I mean, you don't lose every single home game.
Yeah. I mean, it just
Talk about
boiled
cheating.
down. It just boiled down to pitching staffs either making mistakes or executing, and offense is getting hot at the right time.
or that they knew that their wives and their mistresses were in the same area. I mean, that would flip me out.
I mean, they may not be in the same parking lot, but
I
Yeah.
was relishing in the dead air that David created with that comment. But
I mean, it could happen.
hey, you know what? If they're doing things that they're not supposed to be doing when they're not in uniform, playing a game that we pay them to play, fine, that's on them. I don't really care. We're talking about the game itself. So getting back to game 5 though, once the bench clearing had been taken care of, once everybody had been sorted out, separated, and they made their determinations, you know, we're talking like it was a 30-minute delay. You know, and Jose Leclerc is sitting there. He gotten warm, came in, sat down, and now he's cold. So yeah, it's going to affect his pitching. It's going to affect his command. Do I think that it was done by design? No. And that was the point that a lot of these conspiracy theorists were making, was like, oh, well, this was a strategic plunking, you know. And it was like, no. If it was an intentional plunking, it was because he made an ass of himself the previous at bat by pimping that home run the way that he did. You know, I mean, because there's just certain things that you should not do. I mean,
yeah,
it's part of that unwritten law. You know,
yeah, there was a lot of people I had seen talking about that unwritten rule. You know, the case could be made, I guess, but you don't apologize. You said he patted. I mean, he did the universal "my bad."
Yeah,
afterwards. You don't do that if it was
Garcia didn't even see it, because the first thing he did is he spiked his bat on the ground and then turned around and shoved Maldonado
immediately. As soon as he got hit, he was already in his face. Like it was quick.
Yeah, I mean, and good on the umpire. You know, I mean, he had a bad strike zone all night long, but good on him for immediately sticking himself in between those two players.
Yeah,
because you know it's one of those situations where it's like these dudes are
it almost felt like the ump was anticipating it, to be honest with you.
I kind of think he was, you know, but I don't know. It's Game 5 ended the way that I think that it should have. I mean, and it just added to the intensity. I mean, it helped the series live up to its billing.
Yes.
And yeah, you know, say what you want, but it helped further solidify Jose Altuve's postseason legend status.
Yep.
Say what you want about the guy, but the dude is an absolute stud.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, even when it didn't matter last night in the bottom of the ninth, he still managed to knock one out and round the bases one more time.
Yeah. I was getting nervous because, I mean, yeah, it was bottom of the ninth and they were down by 7, but dude, that's how rallies start.
Yeah, it is. It's how rallies start. And to be fair, I mean, the Astros had plenty of opportunities to put the Rangers away in games 6 and 7 because they had runners in scoring position. I think that they were like 2 for 18 with runners in scoring position. Dude, it was atrocious. I'm sitting there going,
like, almost every inning they left somebody at least in scoring position on second. If
not, and there was a couple of times where they left the bags loaded. I'm like, with no outs, and you're telling me that you can't put a run across?
Yeah.
You know, you know how most people have that word that they don't like because it grosses them out, like moist and things like that. My word that just gets under my skin is the word squander. Okay. And so the reason why I hate that word is because, you know, listening to the Red Sox broadcasts on the At Bat app with Joe Castiglione, he uses that word. He's talking about, well, the Red Sox squandered a bases loaded situation and walked away with no runs on the board after so many innings, blah, 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 you know, and I'm just like, I've learned to hate the word squander. You know, it's like Ryan Reynolds in the Hitman's Bodyguard. Like, he single-handedly ruined the word motherfucker. You know, and I'm like, you know how hard that is to do? But
such a fun word.
It is, you know, but I mean, so is cunt.
So we can't even say that word.
Yeah, we can.
No, not well, we're not monetized, so it doesn't really matter to us.
You already fucked it up. We can say whatever we want. As long as it's not a racial slur, I really don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, there is no racial bigotry here. You are all equally worthless.
We hate everybody equally.
Yeah. I'm not going to quote Arlie Ermey's, immortal line there, but
that will get us in trouble.
That will get us in trouble. Yeah, absolutely. They'd be like, "Oh, he said those words."
He said
hashtag cancel angry me.
Maria, settle down.
My first reaction would be, how the hell did you hear about that? We are unknown.
Right? We'd be like Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber. Like, so you're telling me there's a chance.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, there's no such thing as bad publicity, right?
right. Hey, bad press is free press. That's all I'm talking about.
Us. That's all I mean. They're talking about us. That's all I hear.
I mean, our downloads are going to go through the roof because people are going to go in there and try to pick our shows apart.
Man,
it's okay. That's okay. You know, we're going to be like a ball player that uses PEDs. We're going to come back and be richer for it. You know what I'm saying? But
already out there. It's already out there,
right? But game 6 and 7. I mean, when it came back, to Houston, I'm like, okay, the Astros need to show up.
Yeah,
they really do. They need to show up, and they got beat.
That's what was surprising about it too.
I'm like, why did you not show up at home?
What
is it about Minute Maid Park this season that you just all of a sudden forgot how to hit? I mean, we know that Kyle Tucker's got some serious vert. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, that dude scales that wall like it's nothing, right? But I mean, it's like, it's not so much the offense that I was worried about coming back to Minute Maid Park. It was the pitching. And not so much the bullpen, because the bullpen was pretty much lights out for most of the year. My concern was the starting rotation. And then last night you saw Christian Javier was just like, I mean, he was out there for a third of an inning.
Yeah. I could not believe
he had only recorded one out when he got pulled. And I'm just, like, when his first pitch that he threw for the first pitch of the game. He threw for a ball. I mean, it was a ball that was a good 6 to 7 inches outside the zone. I'm like, it's gonna be a lot.
Yeah, he stretched for that thing. I watched that one.
Yeah, that I mean, I was like, you can almost tell. You could almost see the tone for the game being telegraphed within the first 3 pitches of the top of the first, and he just wasn't accurate. I think he hit the strike zone once, and that was because that strike was only counted a strike, even though it was outside the zone. But the batter made contact on it, and I think that was the home run that Corey Seager hit.
Right.
So, but I'm like, okay, but the series is over. The Astros today probably did their exit interviews for the season. Everybody's kind of getting on a plane. I know that Jose Altuve, Alex Bregman, Jeremy Pena, they all live in Katy, which is just north of here. But, they're all lining up and reading scripts for their new HEB commercials. Whatever. All right. Next year. Get them next year. But right now, Philadelphia just took the lead, bottom of the 4th, runners on first and third with 1 out. It's 2-1 Philadelphia right now. I would love to see Arizona and in Texas play in the World Series. Texas is going to have home field advantage. It doesn't, no matter what, no matter who they face, just because they've got the tiebreaker with both of them, as far as like head to head. But if I could offer a piece of sage advice for the Rangers fan base, do not rest on your laurels and do not get cocky, because even though you've got home field advantage and you're going to try to make that ballpark, that lunchbox in Arlington, across the street from one of the more beautiful ballparks that used to dot the landscape of MLB, your home record in the playoffs so far this year, not that stellar. I mean, especially in the ALCS, you had an opportunity to sweep the defending World Series champions at home, and instead you got swept at home for the 3 games that the series was there.
Yeah,
and in pretty heartbreaking fashion too. So, make sure that you're just as prepared as Philadelphia fans are most of the time when their teams get to the championship game. Just be prepared for heartache. I know, I speak from experience. I'm a Red Sox fan. I have been eating heartache for most of my adult life, for most of my baseball loving life. Just kind of be prepared for it, because it's I mean, I get that they've got the momentum. They dethroned the world champs. They bested the other team from the state, from the state of Texas. You just take that same energy.
Oh yeah, they need to be in the film room.
Be prepared for a 7-game slugfest. That's all I'm trying to do.
Oh, 100%, 100%. I would not be surprised if this goes 6 or 7 games as well.
Yeah, depending on who it is. I mean, Philadelphia, dude. Philadelphia is. I mean, we saw how good Philadelphia was last year.
Yeah,
they're better this year.
Yeah, I would much rather face Arizona than Philadelphia.
I mean, and even Arizona coming out of complete left field.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody saw them. I halfway forgot that they were even in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had forgotten they were still in there.
Me and Johnny were making that joke where, it's like you look, you're doing a whole speech and you look over, holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's like Dwight looking over his shoulder and yeah. Oh shit. But would I love to see the Commissioner's Trophy back in Texas? Sure. And I say this, Chris, not directed towards you at all, but there is a large portion of the Rangers fan base. It's not that I want to see them suffer. It's just I don't want to have to listen to the insufferable bragging.
Right.
And it's like, come on, act like you've been here before.
Well, we haven't been there before. That's the point. Well, I mean, we've been to the World Series.
That makes the statement. Right, but that makes the statement even more poignant, is because act like you've been here before. I mean, I know, I mean, what is it they used to tell us in the military all the time? Act like you know what you're doing, or act like you've been here before, right?
Right, exactly.
Don't be the unsupervised toddler that makes us regret taking the lid off your sippy cup.
I have to say that to certain people sometimes, yeah.
So,
the really unsupervised E3s, they can't handle going to the bar and
right. I mean, damn it, Carl. That's why we can't have nice things. Don't go sniffing coke off a stripper's butt. Don't go buying a Dodge Charger or a Ford Mustang at 27% interest. And that stripper only cares about two things: the 1st and the 15th. That's all they care about.
Exactly.
So, I mean, you're going to be the reason everybody chews in the cup when we come back to work on Monday.
Yep. You're not wrong, but it's still upsetting. You need to stop that right now.
And in true safety brief fashion, to piggyback off of what I just said.
Oh,
yeah, right. Gives you all kinds of creepy crawlies.
Just all right. Dirty.
That's usually the cause of the safety brief. So,
well, yeah. Everybody should be the cause of at least one safety brief in their life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. I mean, if you're gonna be the reason for the safety brief, be the reason for the safety brief. But we're gonna move on to the NFL here real quick. Let me go ahead and.
Do we really have to? Because I don't want to see pigs. I
mean, to be completely and perfectly honest with you, we
stunk the joint up. Let's be honest. We could have thrown darts.
No, I've got the perfect analogy here. We took a pounding this past weekend on our picks, like the pale white dude who accidentally wandered into the Aryan Nation part of the yard his first day in lockup. So I mean,
DJ,
there was a couple of them we got right, and I was like, hell yeah, and that was the whole. Look at me.
Wandered into those. Are you kidding me?
And then it's people like the Lions. After I spent so much time and energy trying to convince you that the Lions were a good pick, the Ravens showed up and decided that they knew.
Jesus,
See, and didn't I say no?
I know you did.
I was going to go.
Hey, look, I will say this, and I will die on that hill, Chris. But a blind pig can find a truffle every now and then.
It's
okay. Yeah. I'm just kind of putting it out there.
That wonderfully explains our picks the last 3 weeks.
I mean, for all intents and purposes, I mean, if we're gonna get completely real about it, I mean, David's got a kid, so he got laid at least once in his life.
At least once, yeah.
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 Or at least he found the hole,
Or she sat on the couch at a time frame.
I used to say this to people, and it was like one of these long-winded things. It was like, the best part of you were conceived by a lucky shot from your father, who was jerking off from across the room while your mom laid naked reading Playgirl on the mattress in the bedroom.
That's a sniper shot.
I need range. We're looking at 12 1-2 feet. What's the wind? Wind is blowing left to right. 0.03.
Quarter value to the left.
You can see.
Hold left.
I could see some dude, some boot somewhere pulling out a dope card.
GGEFTION.
Who's doing that? Was that you, David?
Is that you?
And the dead air would say yes. But I could see some boot sitting there in a wicker chair with a dope card while he's stroking his cock. Hold still, honey.
You set up a range card for this.
He's right. His cover and concealment is his whoopee.
Oh my god. That's
You know,
fantastic.
or he's some boot from an artillery unit, and he's got his girlfriend laying out on the bed calling out a fire mission.
Fire on previously established coordinates Alpha Bravo and Charlie.
she has,
close.
he misses with the first rope, so she has to shift from a known point.
Left 2-0 at 50. Fire for effect.
Yeah, and at 5-0.
This is a shake and bake. Troops in an defilade.
Troops in the defilade.
Delay fuse.
Airburst.
Oh.
And he's not big enough to be a 155, so he's like a 40.
He's called in the 60s.
Yeah, right. I need some direct fire. Bring the 60s up. Puts the base plate against the wall and just kind of pulls the trigger.
Fire. Hang it. Fire. Rounds complete.
Shot over. Shot out. She asked for fire for effect, and he's like, "You're gonna have to give me 5 minutes."
I'm gonna need you guys to put in a mime form, so because I don't want to hear it anymore.
Hold on, wait, mime. Hold on, Chris. I've got this.
Done. Okay. That was impressive.
Did you go to Juilliard for that?
No, I graduated from the University of Sand Hill, located Fort Benning, the U.S. Army home for wayward boys. Yeah. Okay, so let's finally get into these picks. We started off on a really great note. Okay, really great.
We always start with the best of intentions.
But unlike much like that Travis Tritt song, it went south really fast. So we picked the Jags over the Saints, and we managed to get that one right, 34-20 or 31-24.
Barely.
And then I really felt good. I really did. I really felt good about this pick.
I did not at all.
Then you see the Undertaker coming behind you.
I should have stood firm.
And much like trying to go down on a girl first thing in the morning, the Lions showed up and tried to peel apart that cold grilled cheese sandwich and put in a 6-point performance.
That's a good analogy.
Turns out that grilled cheese was moldy and full of ants.
Yeah.
It was still cheesy, but it was a bread cheese.
I mean, it went from Velveeta single slices to
from under
really oily separated government cheese the next day, dude. It's not a good look.
Room temperature.
You could have probably made like sourdough bread with that shit.
Congealed mayonnaise in there.
Oh.
It's already separated into egg yolks and 3-in-1 oil.
Congealed mayonnaise. Like he just kind of goes, that stuff that kind of just dries out at the top of the jar. The one that everybody
it's just all crusty. Yellow at that point.
It's like a llama. Don't squeeze it. They spit.
No, Maria, we will not stop it.
No.
We're on a roll.
No, it's just yes in a trench coat.
No, David, you should not be.
You know what's funny? where I heard that line that I just used, the new Frasier series that's out on Paramount Plus.
Dude, I saw the first like episode or two.
The female, the Harvard professor,
oh yeah.
She used that line. She goes, "No, it's just yes in a trench coat." I was like,
maybe not in that context, but
wow, really? That's it. Wow. Okay.
It was like AOC that was saying.
Then you got to remember, Kelsey Grammer is a conservative, so yay him.
Right.
All right. So moving on, we had the Raiders pick to beat the Bears, and I have learned to not put faith in the Las Vegas Raiders for the rest of the season.
Yeah, but you can't put faith in the Bears either.
I know. See,
like,
to me,
we were screwed either way.
We were screwed either way. This was the catch-22 pick. You know,
which team is going to suck more?
Right. Like, who wanted to win the least? You know, I think that's going to be our new approach. Who wants to win this game the least? So that way we can still get credit for picking the right team, but we can pick the loser.
That's what we've been doing wrong.
That is exactly what.
Yes.
Oh, I've had an epiphany.
I knew we kept you around for a reason.
Right. I mean, it would be like Shaggy sitting there going, well, you know, I mean, hold on. I gotta get into my Shaggy voice here. Zoinks. I can't do it. I've been, yeah.
We'll give you an E for effort. How about that?
Yeah. No, dude, when I put my mind to it, I can nail like the Matthew Lillard Shaggy.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, dude, so good. Anyways, moving on. We had the Krilts over the rings. And well,
I really don't see how we could have picked any of these any differently than we did too. Like there's no justification.
It was a 1 point. I mean, it's one
right.
Point.
There's nothing that we could have done differently this week. Literally.
I mean, and to be and the Colts even had those like fire color rush uniforms.
Right?
Dude, I saw those I was like, what? Well, those are fire. Like those actually were dope, dude. I was like, okay. You know, what do the kids say? He was on fleek.
That's
proof. I'll never say that again. Let's just
it's proof that the clothes don't make the man or the football team.
I mean, you can fail in a shoddy house.
The next level of our disappointment as we descend further into the circles of hell. We had the Bills picked to beat the Patriots, which should have been a lock considering the season that Mac Jones has been having, but he decided to show up for work Sunday and managed to beat the Bills 29-25. And then we had the Redskins.
I'm still disappointed in that.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on.
Yep.
Then the Falcons. The Falcons gave us the reason to have faith in the ATL.
I'm glad you talked me out of that one.
Yeah. Because I was just something about this game. I was like, after the performance that the Bucs turned in from the week prior, I just was not feeling it. Like I was not buying it. If this was RoboCop, I would have not bought it for $1.
I almost put my foot down and went the other way with it too. But luckily, I did not.
Then we had the Rams hosting the Steelers. I'm just going to rapidly get through these. You know, so it's kind of like ripping off a Band-Aid. It's going to hurt, but it's not going to hurt as long. And like all three of us are used to the big green weenie because we've all been in. Well, I just don't like going through this painful round of picks, knowing that the big green weenie is made out of twisted steel rebar that was pulled out of a bombed out building.
Don't forget the concertina wire.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they usually tell you that the Kim Light juice is non-toxic, but you know that shit's going to burn anyway, especially if you get it in the eyes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Be smart. If you're a boot and you're listening to this show, get you a confectioner screen and sift out the glass before you tried using an eyedropper.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to end up being a reference on WTF Army moments where it's like,
we heard about it in a podcast.
Guys on this podcast I listened to gave me this idea, Sergeant.
Boot, damn it.
For any chains of command that might be out there listening, if you're privates or your specialists, especially your specialists should know better. That doesn't mean they're not.
Should
if your subordinates come to you with glass in their eyes because they decided that they wanted to use the Chemlight juice to make their eyes glow under a black light while they invited strippers back to the barracks, we told them to strain the glass first.
We have the disclaimer: we are no longer legally liable.
And you know, you would think common sense isn't issued, but we use it anyway.
That just reminds me of what.
That's why we have safety briefs.
True.
That just reminds me of what Jack was talking about this week about a recruiter actually going to a halfway house to pick up a retarded person to recruit him for the Marines.
Whoa.
Oh, Jack. I love that dude. God,
Yeah.
I love that dude.
No, it was legitimate. He was talking about it on the Unsubscribed podcast.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So here, I'm gonna try to get through the rest of these picks real quick.
Okay.
All right. So we had the Seahawks pick to beat the Cardinals. That happened. We had the Packers over the Donkeys. That didn't happen.
I don't want to talk about
We had the Swifties over the Chargers. That happened. We had the Dolphins over the Eagles. You knew that probably wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
And then we had the Niners over the Vikings. I'm glad we got this pick wrong because, yeah. You know, and I just kind of want to officially go on record that the 49ers are now 0-2 after having won their Super Bowl for the season 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's that.
They're just
all right. So now let's go into reset mode. We're going to take these and hit the delete button. And then we're going to come here. Yeah. And then we're going to hit.
Yes, Maria, that 100% happens.
Yeah. It happens.
While Johnny.
So, fun fact. Chemlight juice, after you activate it, okay, you cut open the and the Diamondbacks have officially tied the score. Oh no, they've gone ahead 3-2. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Oh, get some. It is the bottom of the fifth. Let's not get all crazy yet.
Still,
just people in Philadelphia, let the Diamondbacks get out of town first and give them a healthy send-off to represent the National League before you burn your city to the ground.
Let them get to the airport, and then you start burning downtown.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so first in the hole, we've got the Buccaneers at the Bills. Not impressed with the way either team has been performing over the last couple of weeks, but I am slightly more impressed with the way that the Bills have been performing versus the Buccaneers. So I'm kind of sticking with the Bills.
Agree.
Yeah.
All right. Let me get over here.
Okay. This next one is the first of our new theory. Who doesn't want to win more?
I think the Panthers going to take this one.
I gotta go Panthers. There's no way the Texans are going to beat them.
Sure, why not?
Do you disagree?
You know, and it's just a gut feeling. And we saw where our gut feelings got us last week, but
so we followed our gut too many times fast.
Yeah. Following your gut is how we get into trouble.
Following our guts, how we end up with child support for kids.
That's how children happen.
Now, listen. So my daughter is still listening. At least I think.
I'm not saying it's you. Why did you point fingers to yourself? That's where I'm coming from.
Hey, no. Hear me out.
Why'd you point fingers to yourself, Johnny? You could
I
just
didn't say a fucking thing about child support until you did. So I mean, if we're talking facts, Coachies, we're gonna talk facts.
You are the one that said
SA. I mean, you're the one over there talking about that's how child support happens. I mean,
I
really?
just think that's how children happen. He brought up child support.
I was gonna go the whole, you follow your gut, and that's why you still. Bell texted me. I'm still listening. Bell, you are not. You are not a mistake. Okay, you are a beautiful blessing.
That was not the direction.
I was gonna go with the whole following your gut is how you wake up the next morning having to pull the coyote move because you woke up next to a pterodactyl.
That is true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pterodactyl.
I mean, I'm with Daniel Tosh. I mean, instead of doing daylight savings time as central standard time, we need to. I mean, the bars need to be open during daylight hours, and everybody works at night. Okay, so that way you don't have to worry about the ugly lights coming on because you can see the train wreck that you're trying to hit on the whole day.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of putting that out there.
I did some daydreaming once.
It's like, oh wow.
That's opens up at 7:00, and I finished up my beer and I went outside. That is the most horrible fucking experience I ever felt. Because you're used to going to bars at night,
right? But
and
I mean,
you go outside
the ugly light for a reason. And I know
during the
for
day.
a fact that Maria cannot sit there and tell us. She cannot preach. She cannot. You are not Obi-Wan Kenobi. You cannot assume the high ground on this one, Maria, because I know that you have made some questionable decisions during your early adult years. No, but it does not stop you at all. Moving on.
Nor should it.
Nor should it. I mean, gut feelings leads people to doing things like, I don't know, taking an airborne contract when they join the infantry.
Or being friends with me.
Yeah, or being friends with David. Like, this seems like a good idea. This gut feeling has led into 131 episodes of a sports show.
No way that this could go wrong.
And I keep on getting made fun of. Yay, drama!
Yeah, David's like, I've got a gut feeling these guys are going to be good with me this week. And then he walks away sniveling. I mean, he's
I gotta go to bed.
His hair's all disheveled. His underwear's in his pocket. He looks like a used up hooker.
Yeah.
He gets done. He hits the stop button, he hits the end stream button. He walks out to his front porch. He puts a cigarette in, and he starts crying. And then starts talking to himself. He's like, he starts talking to himself. You liked it, did you? No. Who said that? Oh God.
Next week, you're gonna tell them something. Next week, they're gonna be nice to you and they're gonna respect you.
Or he's gonna pull like a junior high move where he comes up like the greatest comebacks ever. 30 minutes after the conversation's done. You're like, yes, that's what I would have said.
Ooh,
yeah, those guys.
I'm gonna say that. Ooh, yeah.
God, the mindset. Yeah,
he's gonna harness his inner Macho Man Randy Savage. He's like, let's hear, brother.
He's got the mic set up in front of the beer. Right. Let me tell you something, brother.
He's gonna go buy himself a pair of Pit Viper sunglasses. He's got the two
women out there choking because of me.
Yeah, Maria.
Relax the throat. Relax the throat, Maria.
Back it off about an inch.
The first and only time.
Just don't forget to set the balls. All right. So our third pick of the week. Rams at the Cowboys.
I don't feel good about saying it, but I'm saying Cowboys.
I was gonna say, like, who wants to throw the least number of interceptions this week? I think it's going to be Dak. So yeah,
No, I think Dak wants to.
Dave.
I'm going with the Cowboys.
I gotta go Cowboys,
but
they're gonna lose. Well,
I'm going with the Cowboys. I'm
not impressed with the Los Angeles Rams defense.
No.
So look for the run game to get started early, get it started often.
Yes.
Wear out the front line, and then you can start stretching their secondary.
Assuming, of course, you're not
assuming that Murphy does not show up to the game and the first plan survives the first contact intact.
Right.
So we're just going to kind of go with that. But Cowboy Nation, be advised. Guide-ons. The diversion that you are ignoring most likely is their main attack. Kind of keep that in mind.
Yep.
All right. Next, Vikings at the Panthers. This is a divisional game. Packers.
You said Panthers.
I said Packers.
You said Packers.
God, fuck. All right. I'm retarded. I can put it.
I'm asking a very poignant question. Are y'all picking winners or losers? We're picking winners for the most part, but for the games that it's really hard to decide who wants to lose the least, we pick a loser in that game.
No. We attempt to pick winners, but we almost inevitably end up picking the losers.
I know. If you're a betting person, you just go opposite what we say. Usually,
I mean, honestly, Mattress Mac should have been listening to our show, and when I said something about the Astros winning the ALCS, he should have known right then and there. I'm not picking them to win.
Yeah,
he could have secretly put all of his money on the Rangers. Just kind of putting that out there. Made the bet, and made the sports book sign an NDA.
It'd be funny. We bet on these games.
Put it in her name.
And the winners are all. It would basically be reversed because we're that much of losers. The actual betting companies don't want to make any money.
Well, DraftKings comes to us for advice on what not to do.
Yeah.
They'd be like, "What are you guys thinking? This would be Cowboys
and
Rams."
My phone's being blown up because El Presidente Dave Portnoy is coming down here going, I'm going to do exactly the opposite of what you're going to do. So tell me what your picks are for the week.
Yep.
Right. You know the rules. Everybody only gets one bite.
Accurate. Totally accurate.
Yeah. I kind of want to go with the Vikings on this one.
I'm with you on that one. I don't really like the Packers this year.
Yeah. We'll go Vikings.
Mike can chew whatever fucking chew toy he wants on that one and be upset about it, but I don't give a shit.
Well, Mike's not making the pick, so
I know he can come over here if he wants
and give his 3 cents because that's what
he's a hardcore Packers fan. So
I get it.
So he's gonna pick no matter what, just like us and the Cowboys.
No, guys.
Hold on. We have an excuse when we pick the Cowboys. It's called Homer syndrome. Okay.
Or delusion.
It often is confused to be one of the same. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. You just wanted to simplify it.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, simplify it. Absolutely. Also too, it's one of those situations where it's like, is it Stockholm syndrome or just that you've been beat so much and so often that you don't care anymore?
That guy.
Yeah, it's basically the wife.
Who's driving the bus? That guy.
This guy right here. It's okay. As long as I got my tahini, hell's gonna be a fucking cakewalk. All right. Get down there and they got Maria with the Packers.
One track mind, this one.
Money, man.
Jeez. Trying to have a very wholesome, family-friendly show here.
And she just wants to look at.
Just has to ruin it all the time.
She just wants to look at mushroom stamps.
I'm saying.
Anteaters or mushrooms, dude. That's what I mean. It depends on whether or not they're orthodox or not. I mean,
oh, damn it.
We killed Chris.
Might have. That was
suddenly reminded of Shrek for some reason. It's like an onion. We have got layers. You got to peel them back. Oh. Like that should be in like phase 7 of the MCU, like Captain Foreskin, you know.
Isn't that Wolverine? Because you think about it, that super healing he's got, even if you cut it off, it's going to grow back.
No, I'm legitimately talking about somebody who's got to pull his foreskin down to see. You know,
Thank God, Chris, I am not the only one.
Make him a villain so he doesn't have to wear a mask.
Yeah, I mean, he sits there and just flexes his arms or snaps his fingers, right? And it like holographically kind of envelops his head. He can see out, but nobody can see in. It's got liver spots and veins all over it.
He gets excited. His head pops out.
Oh man.
Right. That's his tagline whenever he beats a bad guy, like sticks his head out and he's like, peekaboo.
He leaves his calling card.
Right. He spits on him, you know.
Oh man.
If they happen to fall face first, he spits on him. He's like yells as he's running down the alleyway. Back shots for everybody.
Oh my god.
So the Patriots and the Dolphins. I'm going with the Dolphins. On this.
Hold.
Oh, we haven't even got the Saints Colts.
Yeah, we didn't pick the Saints or the Colts, dude. Screw it, Saints.
Yeah, I'm not impressed with the Colts this year.
All right, Dolphins over the Patriots.
Dolphins, that's a no-brainer. Of course, we say that.
Watch, this is going to be the beginning of the comeback for the Patriots.
It's going to be a 45-point blowout.
All right, so the Jets at the Giants.
Blown out with a little bit.
You really want to? You really want to go with the Jets?
I'm thinking.
I mean, because if the Giants lose, it helps out the Cowboys. Not that it matters, because
I want the Giants to lose that way. That is true.
Yeah. You know, screw it. Let's just go with it. JETSSS Jets. Over the New York Football Giants. All right, Jags at the Steelers. Jags.
Yeah.
Falcons at the Titans. Falcons.
Yeah.
Yep.
This next one's going to be easy.
You know what? I'm going to officially. I'm going to denote this this pick as the anybody but Philadelphia. That's
You know Philly's gonna win, man. Just say it.
We don't want Philly to win. I don't want
you don't want that shit to cross your mouth. Doesn't mean it's not gonna happen.
No. Here's what we're gonna do.
You know what? You go ahead and have that delusion.
Congress over the Eagles.
Whatever you want to do, bro.
People are going to look at that post on Facebook and be like, "Who the fuck is reality?" I reject your reality and substitute it with one of my own. Browns at the Seahawks.
This is one that's.
I almost want to say the Browns.
Yeah, I think
I would go with
is,
Seahawks.
No.
let's
I'm
go.
saying the Browns.
Unless the Seahawks got some injuries on their freaking list, I'm going with the Seahawks.
Really, Dave? You're going to break ranks?
Yeah.
Brave. That hasn't been a good move this year for most of the
It
people.
has not worked out for you, Cotton.
Yeah, it
worked out
has
for
been
me.
time.
All right, so we got bird on bird crime here. We've got Ravens at the Cardinals. I'm taking the Ravens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Take it to
The Chiefs at the Donkeys. Here's my thing. The Chiefs are going to win pretty much regardless.
Right.
But we know that we can guarantee a 100% chance of a Travis Kelce touchdown if his girlfriend is in the luxury suite.
You know, there's a theory going out because Taylor Swift is supposed to be like big on environmental and everything, but she travels around in her own personal jet.
No.
So she went to a Jets game. So instead of saying that she has a big jet, the first thing that comes up is Taylor Swift goes to a Jets game.
Anyways, what's the over under on
That
how
made
many times they
absolutely
show her on screen?
no sense. At no point during your incoherent rambling.
Hold on, I got it.
Yeah, go for it, David.
What you have said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Why is it I made that button and I only use it on me?
I tell you what, I will go out there. I will strip the clip from somewhere and I will assign it to one of my buttons out here. Okay. So that way you don't have to self-deprecate.
No, I have to.
That's
we're happy to pile on top.
That's a big word. That's a big word for hating on yourself.
Yeah. I have to do it.
Trying to be condescending. I'm not trying to be condescending, David. I mean, but that also means when you talk down to somebody.
No, I got that, but I need that button.
Condescending
only because I need that button. Only because I need to be like pointing the fucking fingers to me, not anybody else. I made that button for me.
I mean, as long as you're able to rise and transcend above your own obtuseness, David, go for it.
Oh, I always tell people I'm a genius, but I do way too many stupid shit, so you'll never figure it out.
Sure, we're taking the Chiefs.
Absolutely. For real though, what do you think is the over under on how many times they show her on screen?
I'm going to say the over on probably, if she's there,
I'm going to say 18. That feels low.
You know what? I wonder if there's a bet for that.
I
mean, the bet on everything.
Vegas.
I'm sure it's a parlay somewhere. It's a prop. Yeah. Over under, I'm going to say conservatively, I'm probably going to say it's going to be probably closer to 15. And I'm going to give it the over.
Oh, for sure over.
Yeah. I mean, that's the safe bet.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm learning about probability and odds in my quantitative reasoning class, and I'm just like, I don't want to sit down and try to figure out the odds on that at all. Like, it would just like my calculator would sit there and go, it's like 500 to 1 to the 19th power or something like. So you're saying it's a sure thing. Okay. Bengals at the 49ers. I think the Niners are going to bounce back.
I think so. Maybe if it was anybody else, but against the Bengals, yeah, it's going to be Niners.
Next we've got. I'm taking the Chargers. I'm not even gonna utter their name.
You don't even need to say it. Oh God. Why are we?
Because my wife is standing at the door to the office going, it's not. And I'm like, all right. I officially listed the pick as Chargers over the team from Chicago.
Yes.
This week I am taking the Lions. I'm taking the Lions.
Saying like that. You're honestly saying that like you have to voice your opinion up skywards. So
hey, I
something
will climb upon Mount Sinai and scream it from the mountaintops. I mean,
yeah.
It's like that. It literally is like that scene from Army of Darkness when he's picking the book. He's like looking up. It's saying the word. Yeah.
Klaatu, Barada,
yeah.
Nincompoop.
But all those things you said to me last night, where I'm from, we call that pillow talk, honey.
It's good to be the king.
It is good. David, you're gonna have to correct that because for whatever reason, my autocorrect put you as taking the Shaywalks. So I mean, I don't know. Like literally, it's spelled SEAHWAKS. And I'm like, I know I didn't type that.
Close enough. Who knows? David might actually read that as normal.
I was honestly thinking that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Chris. Fuck you, Chris.
Right, so Colin's segment this week is going to be postponed until next week because he's not able to be on the show tonight. I would say that we would dedicate, 30 minutes to just trying to, further push the boundaries of.
I think we've pushed far enough.
Yeah. I think a little bit of chocolate to blood now.
What's what I'm looking for?
We are not tiptoeing around that line.
No.
We passed it a long time ago.
How about this? We would normally dedicate like 30 minutes to further demonstrate our moral ineptitude, but
not today.
It's
been on display for all to see. For Boo.
Boo. Okay. All right.
Boo. Colin's not doing it.
I mean,
let's see if we jump down that rabbit hole, it's going to be another 30 minutes.
Yeah. I mean,
because the last time I think it was legitimately 30 minutes that we were.
Yeah, doing those dad jokes. Yeah.
I mean, let's just put it this way, Maria. I mean, if you allowed us to, tell jokes just to satisfy or satiate your desire to hear humor presented in the joke format, I mean, we know that you're capable of being funny enough on your own. I mean, it's like the old adage, you give a man a match and he'll be warm for a few hours, but you set a man on fire and he'll be warm for the rest of his life.
Yes.
So there's that whole thing. I mean, we can only we can't teach you how to run. We can only teach you how to walk. I mean, we can give you instructions and advice on things and worldly advice, like how to make a Caesar salad. You stab it 23 times. I mean, we can do that
from the rear.
From the rear. Back shots for everybody. I mean, it's like asking somebody what's worse than a lobster on your piano. I mean, it's crabs on your organ. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That is pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean, why was the leper hockey game canceled, for crying out loud? Well, because there was a face off in the corner. You know, I mean, why don't lepers like screen doors? It's a straining experience for them.
I'm trying to fucking put the shit up, man. I'm gonna keep on stopping, listen, and laugh my ass off.
I mean, why do some kids have water with their cereal? It's because their dads never came back with the milk.
Oh. That's so wrong.
I mean, I miss all those absent father jokes people used to make. When are they coming back?
God damn it, Johnny.
What does a hardware store and a deadbeat dad have in common? Screws, nuts, and bolts.
And that didn't hit. That's good.
That's a good one.
No, that didn't. It didn't. That's good. Okay. I mean, fine. I get it. First rule of vegan clubs: you tell everyone about vegan club.
Oh man.
Okay.
That's a good one. Sneaks up on you.
What's Harry Potter's favorite way of going down a hill? Walking. JK, Rowling. No. Okay.
Oh my god. Oh god, that was awful. And on a low note there.
Just remember, kids, just say no to drugs. But if you're already talking to your drugs, you've probably already said yes.
Probably.
Honestly, I'll say that I don't have a carbon footprint. I just drive everywhere. Right? Okay. You know, when Lorena Bobbitt, she cut off her husband's dick and she took it with her when she left. And she was driving down the interstate. She literally had this thing in her hand. And she had a moment of clarity. She decided that she needed to get rid of the evidence, so she threw it out the window. When it bounced off the windshield of the car behind them, and Mom was like, "Wow, did you see the size of that bug?" And the kid was like, "Did you see the size of the dick on that bug?"
I was waiting for it.
Yep.
I knew. Yeah. Still good though. Still a good joke.
All right, so this can be taken a couple of different ways. Recently saw an ad for a double entendre contest, so I entered my friend. That's a cerebral joke. Yeah, probably not the best one.
Uh-huh.
Like most things.
That's why I faced you on the mattress, because
Yeah,
I want to make sure.
At home, people around here treat me like God. I'm generally ignored until somebody wants something.
Me too.
Right? I childproofed my house. Somehow they still got in.
Those sneaky bastards.
I know, right? Marriage counselor asked if it was true that I generally wake up grumpy in the morning. I said, nah, most of the time I just let her sleep.
I don't remember if I've told this one on air or not. One of my favorite jokes. There's two muffins sitting in a pan in an oven. One turns to the other one and says, "It is really hot in here." The other one goes, "Oh my God, a talking muffin."
So David got the new iPhone 15.
Yeah.
And he asked Siri today why he's still single. She activated the front camera.
Now we're about to do something serious, but you know, fuck
He's like, really? What?
He's like, it's like the Celebrity Jeopardy skits. So, Trebek, where'd you get that jacket? I rather like it. Yes. Oh, really? Tell him. Bruno's on 5th. Tell him I sent you. Oh, I will. I've just got one more question. Oh, well, yes, anything. Do they make them for men?
We can't continue until you let go of the button. That's what your mother said.
Right. May pick the next category. Let Titch now for 500, Trebek.
Let it snow.
You know, it's sad. I don't feel more welcome unless I'm being like beaten to a pulp. So thank you guys. I feel loved now. Makes me feel like the time I tried to help my dad out with the car and I was holding the flashlight.
Hey, you know what? Next time you help your dad work on the car.
Euphemism. Make sure you get the undercarriage.
Just ask him if he would drive off a cliff. If he says no, if I go drive off a cliff, or if I go off a cliff, it's going to be at my own accord. Then you can tell your dad that it's a good thing that he drives a Civic. I know, right?
Thank God you're not a comedian.
Oh, I know. I mean, just think about some of the amateur open mic nights that, you know, it's just been incredibly painful to listen to and watch.
I mean, up until the point where you hit
in
up
your endo.
All right, guys, I'm out. This is finally point on the checklist.
Like, that's it. That was the straw. That was the line. Oh, that's the line. Okay.
Oh wow.
Just remember, it doesn't matter how bad the jokes get on here, people. Remember one thing. The lesson that you should learn, take the harness, just the one, if you could wrap it all up, one epitaph. Just remember that it doesn't take any emo kids like Zero to screw in a light bulb, because they all just sit in the dark and cry. Moving on to NASCAR.
Wouldn't it be easier if they're already hanging there?
Look,
who's going to bring?
We're not going to cut these jokes short just because you've got a problem with emos, guy.
All right, NASCAR news. Okay.
Bleeding edge of comedy right there.
Right. I'm not even gonna try that. I'm not gonna be in the next episode, guys.
Enough with the gay jokes, Dave. But fucking hell, dude. Come on, guys.
Come on, guys.
All right, that was a good one.
Oh,
yeah. Gotta wrap this up so we can land the plane, because I mean, we've had the same NASCAR page up on the screen for the last
Land wearing a nosedive. I'm surprised we haven't hit the ground already.
I mean, Maria said she's driving through Vegas shortly. I mean, they bury people out there. So,
right. She'll be the first one on the scene of the crash.
Right.
Well, next, I mean, we'll be the first.
I mean, next to the victims. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be the first ones there, and then she'll.
We lost an engine. What does that mean? That means we're going to beat the paramedics there by a good 15 minutes.
Just get us all to ground. Oh, that's going to happen.
I will guarantee you that. Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up because shit's about to get real.
Oh. Excuse me. All right.
Okay.
NASCAR news.
NASCAR.
We mean it this time.
Yeah, we do. We mean it this time. Christopher Bell won this weekend at Homestead. So he locked himself into the championship race. And we're just going to kind of hit this real quick. Right now, currently, your top four are Christopher Bell, Kyle Larson, William Byron, and Ryan Blaney. I'm okay with that current final four right there. I really am.
That's a solid lineup.
Now, the reason why you see Denny Hamlin down here in 7th place is because he hit the wall and he broke a toe link in his car.
Oh wow.
And when he hit the wall, like the cheers on TV
Really?
were audible.
Dang.
Yeah. Bad.
I mean, it not quite as loud as William Byron passing Bubba Wallace at Texas, but they were still loud. I mean, I know that I know that he's playing this role and he's playing it well, but there's a difference between playing a horse's ass and method acting a horse's ass.
Right.
I mean, we're going from horse's asses territory to douchebaggery real quick.
Yeah.
I mean, not to get personal, but I mean, you know that there's got to be something wrong with Denny Hamlin because, I mean, his girlfriend left him and took their child with her. So, yeah. I mean, it's called not mixing your professional and personal lives there, Denny. You might want to give it a shot. Try it on for size just a little bit there. Fat man in a little coat.
Usually it doesn't work well for the coat, though.
No, it never does. Denny Hamlin keeps going down this route, keeps doing the things that he's doing. He's going to end up in a van down by the river, living on a steady diet of government cheese. Have fun picking that sandwich apart in the morning, Denny.
Don't mix it with mayonnaise.
I tried so hard.
It's a full body shiver.
I tried so hard to move past that, to not acknowledge. And all I could see was the rim of the mayonnaise jar.
It's like the lid when you pull the lid off and you let it sit on the counter there for a while, and then it's
got the squeeze bottles, right? You know, and it's like you open the cap and it's got all that congealed jelly shit right then, because nobody ever thinks to rinse them out before you close the bottle.
You got the dried cum shot right there in the back of it.
Right. You committed mass genocide, but don't worry, a new civilization of mycelium is taking place.
Oh man!
You left the mayonnaise jar out again. You're going to be the reason why The Last of Us becomes fiction or nonfiction.
Nonfiction. It's going to be a documentary now.
Right.
Oh man. It's your claim to fame.
I can see Pedro Pascal though. When like that shit starts kicking off, he'd be like, "Nope, nope, nope, no."
Now. Just done. Just
No.
get over with now. I'm not doing this shit. Just take me out.
He's gonna go knock on his neighbor's door. Hey Nick, let's go. I mean,
I just bite the bullet. Fuck it.
him and Nick Cage are they're gonna do that whole reenact that scene. He's gonna be like, and you see Pedro driving down the PCH.
Oh my god. Ridiculous. Right. Oh man.
All right. So the next race before the championship weekend is the Xfinity 500 at the Martinsville Speedway. I almost said Nashville for some. Jesus Christ, David, what are you doing over here? All right.
Sorry. Fucking everything up. That's my job. Fuck off. That's what I do.
Okay. All right. Hey, you do you. Own it. Anyhow, Martinsville Speedway. It's going to be a 500 lap affair, 263 miles. That is going to be a 1 o'clock Central Time start on Sunday. Catch the race on NBC, MRN, Sirius Satellite Radio, and streaming on Peacock, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so that's going to be kind of a cool race to watch. Martinsville it's one of those unique tracks that just absolutely needs to stay. I just wish that NASCAR would come out with a better short track package for these cars. You know, I mean, it is as cool as it was to see Kyle Larson dominate the All-Star race at North Wilkesboro the way he did this year. That was completely a byproduct of the aero package that they've got on those cars. They don't have a dedicated short track package. I mean, we need to take downforce away, and we need to make it to where these cars drive worse. I mean, when you're on a short track, make the drivers drive. Yes. I mean, short tracks are designed by nature. I mean, historically, we've seen short tracks to where, you know, tire fall off is a very real thing. You know, you have to you should be able to knock the fenders off of this car and still, you know, try to get it, still have a chance to wheel it around for a good finish. I mean, if you think I'm kidding, I mean, look back at the early 2000s, late 1990s. I mean, even before then, I mean, guys would have the entire front end missing off the car. You'd see the roll cage and an exposed radiator putting around Bristol Motor Speedway. And they would still turn in a decent finish. I mean,
you look at how much they tear themselves apart at Bristol.
Yeah.
Arlington.
Dude, I mean, exactly. So I think, you know, NASCAR needs to look at that during the off season, and definitely work with some of the teams to test out these different aero packages for the short track presentation. You know, your intermediate tracks and your super speedways. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's there. I mean, it's one or two adjustments away, but the short track is really suffering. I mean, these cars, honestly, these cars are set up like a GT car. I mean, they're set up for road courses. And if you decide that you want to super saturate the schedule with road course races, you're going to lose a good portion of your fans, because nobody wants to sit there and watch a road course for, 32 weeks, 36 weeks. They don't want to do it. It's not to take away from the importance of a road course. Absolutely not. But dance with the ones who brung you. Short track, short track, short track. Absolutely. All day, every day. I'm glad that NASCAR finally decided to listen to the fans, and they took the dirt race from Bristol off the schedule.
Yeah.
So that's a plus. Texas has moved to April 14th, which is nice. I mean, it's still going to be mild. It'll be milder, but it definitely won't be like as just god awful as it was this past September. So
yeah,
boy, but yeah, that's really kind of all I've got for the for this week. Let me check on the score.
oh,
It is the bottom of the 7th, 4-2 Arizona right now. So I've got my fingers crossed. I'd love to see the Diamondbacks in the World Series again.
oh
The
yeah.
last time that they were there, they won it all in 2001 when they beat the New York Yankees in 7 games.
So it's been quite a while since we've seen them there, but
Oh yeah, I mean, and the fact that they are the underdog.
yeah.
So
Well, I think you're looking at you basically have two teams that nobody really expected to get that far, and you're gonna have
with the amount of money that Texas spent during the offseason last year, they were kind of expected to be in the playoffs this year.
To be in the World Series and with a very good shot of actually taking the whole thing.
Yeah,
Especially after the slump of the
last month and a half of the season. Yeah,
I was going to say the slump after the All-Star game.
Yeah, well,
Nobody thought they'd be there. Everybody had already counted them out.
Yeah, I mean, when you stumble into the playoffs the way that the Rangers did, it's I mean, but then they went on a tear.
Yeah,
and and then this ALCS where the home team just flat out didn't win. Period.
I still can't believe that it went down that way.
Yeah, I mean, I thought for a second there that it was going to be, the home team was going to win the NL, and the road team was going to win the AL,
mm-hmm.
and then it was going to be who wants to win it the least type World Series between the Phillies and and the Rangers. Honestly,
yeah,
but yeah. If you manage to score a perfect bracket, good on you. But the likelihood of pulling that off with the way that this postseason has gone, this is why I love the game of baseball.
If you have a perfect bracket, reach out to me. I need help with some lottery ticket numbers.
Or hell, if you have a perfect bracket, reach out to us. We'd love to have you on the show. Pick your brain and find out what satanistic fucking.
Let us know the ritual that you do to maybe it'll help our NFL picks.
Right? Are you taking the DiCaprio route where you drink the blood of like a 19-year-old girl, and that's how you stay like looking like you're 36?
Bathing in the blood of the innocent.
In a way.
Allegedly.
I mean, allegedly, it takes at least 2 people to fuck an ostrich. So
allegedly, you would imagine the ostrich would have to be sick,
and you would need at least 3, to hold it down.
Allegedly,
age.
David, I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna jump the shark here, and I'm gonna be like, shut the fuck up, David. You're out of your element.
Well, shit, don't give me something to think about. And I'm like, huh.
Again, you missed the reference. You missed the Letterkenny reference, and then you missed the Big Lebowski reference.
I never seen either.
Over the line. You shut your fucking mouth right now.
If you're actively listening to the show right now, and you've seen either one, message. Say, I've seen both, or I've seen one or the other. Just let us know that you're in on the joke there, on the references. You were like Steve Rogers.
Cannot believe.
See, my daughter, he's even like, shame, David, shame.
Yes, shame. Shame that man. Boo that man. Boo that man. He probably doesn't get that one either.
Or I blocked somebody on.
Oh my God.
I get the Game of Thrones reference.
That was not Game of Thrones.
Oh, with the shame?
Oh,
shame, David. She was shaming you. She was like, tisk, tisk.
And then I said, boo that man. And you're like, I like
Oh.
David.
Let me go to the reference now.
You are
See, Maria, she's seen both.
You are a constant source of disappointment to your mother and I.
You act like I haven't ever heard that before.
You know, it's funny. Like, so I go, so like my oldest stepson, he tries to, get the ribbing in. He likes to try to return fire every once in a while. And on the rare occasion that he gets a good one in, I just kind of look at him. And I very quietly, very solemnly, I tell him, it's so epic. I destroy him. Look, my daughter. Boo. This is the ultimate of burns, right? Like the ultimate. And it just immediately shuts him down. If he even remotely starts to appear like he's going to get me on something, I just kind of look at him and I'm like, I fuck your mom.
There's literally nothing that could ever top that.
No, right? It's like that whole like internet skit where it's like, hey, buddy, you want to be my boyfriend? No, mom, I'm good. Like, you playing there? Call of Duty? Yeah, what's your screen name? Oh, I don't want to tell you. So he like rattles off some screen name. He goes, yeah. Maybe you remember my name. Remember that? The Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 servers back in the day? I told you I was going to fuck your mom. And here I am. It's the first time I saw that, dude. I just like I cried because I was laughing so hard it brought me to tears. That is perfect. That is so perfect. Never in a million years did I even remotely find myself that I would even think I'd find myself in a position to use that particular showstopper right there. It's just like he's returning fire. I'm like, I'm proud of him because he's trying to keep up, and I'm like, I fuck your mom. And I said that to him in public one day. We were at school on campus.
Yeah.
And the professor looked at me and was like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
And I was like, no, it's true. He's my stepkid. And he was just like, dude.
Still though.
He was just like,
too.
But you said that out loud. I'm like, yeah,
that's actually not the worst thing to come out of my mouth.
Yeah, we haven't met, have we?
It's like, you think the things are bad that come out of my mouth. You should see the things that go in.
Whoa. Easy now.
Whoa.
Easy now.
He's not ready to come out of the closet yet.
All right, hold on just a second here.
Chris, has Jack ever told you the story about one of the guys in his basic being actually retarded?
I don't think so.
I saw the story where Jack said that he got shot in basic.
Yeah, that's a constant.
Yeah.
He's always telling that story. But no, because they had a autistic comedian on the show on Unsubscribed. And Jack was like, yeah, we had a person with special needs at the in my basic, and they couldn't, the drill instructors couldn't figure out, because anytime they would yell at him, he would yell back, and it was causing all kinds of chaos and everything. What they found out is the recruiter ended up going to a halfway home for mentally challenged people, picking this kid up and setting them up for basic.
Hey, listen, when you need those recruiting numbers,
what got me?
What you gotta do?
What got me on this story, and I keep on laughing about it, is the fact is like the drill instructor is like, Johnson. Well, we found out he's retarded. Not like what we keep on telling you guys that you're retarded. No, he was legitimately retarded.
Like, he's a real waterhead. That's what he.
I can't stop laughing at that. God. I couldn't stop fucking laughing at that bullshit.
Oh my god!
Just having to go.
I was trying to throw my daughter a text message to ask her if she'd pop in for the last couple of minutes of the show before we ended it. So she could help bring order to the force, balance to the force, and help us land the plane. But she had yet to read my text message. So, it is. I am like God. Like, I'm generally ignored until somebody wants something.
we have proof right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Right? It's in the pudding, everybody.
Oh, you already had your meat?
What?
Yes, I did. Because you can't have your pudding unless you eat your meat.
That's why I love you, Johnny. You get me in ways that David just never will. Not that what we have isn't special, but
she read my text. She read my text.
Oh, there we go. Maybe.
All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to.
She's not going to leave you on red either.
Right. She said, hold on a second. So I'm going to.
There we go.
I'm like, all right. So we're going to do this. I'm going to go over here. Kind of paste that in here. Yeah, buddy. We're going to wait here for a minute. We may go just slightly over the 2-hour mark, but
I'm going to get jealous over here.
Well, Maria's already had her time on. Well, it's not her time. I say that like it's just like she's been on the show already.
Oh no! I'm talking about
my request, not David's.
No, I'm talking about what David and I have, and how making Maria jealous over here.
Oh,
that's what David and I have something special that she just will never understand.
I mean, bottom bitch is bottom bitch. I love you for that, man.
Mm-hmm. You are a very good power bottom.
No, you're the power bottom, button.
I hear legend says, or legend has it, David, that you're the Johnny Bench of catchers.
All-Star Hall of Fame.
I'm never jealous.
for even better euphemism, he fought for the big red machine.
She said, I'm never jealous. This means I got to try harder.
Obviously, the grilled sandwich doesn't get that cold.
Just start sounding sound clips.
I'm going to beat that one like a dead horse, man. It's so
just a visual of that.
Oh,
crusty cum shot mayonnaise.
She said, hold on. And now she's leaving me undelivered. There she goes. Hey, she picked it up. Just tap on the link there, sweetie. And as soon as she pops in, I will add her to the stage, David.
All right.
And oh my God.
Come.
Just a minute.
Gotta make sure my hair looks good.
That's why I just choose not to have hair. It's easier.
No, life chose that for you, bro. Sorry.
But I fucking leaned into it and made it my own, damn it. So
I mean, you really couldn't have a freaking.
He put a sample charge on that thing, breached the wall and walked in like a boss.
He waxes it every once in a while to get that shine just right, so it you can see him from space.
It's like the king in SpongeBob, not bald, thinning. Thinning.
Need to get you one of those beard straightening combs. You know, it's like a hot iron, but
I
it's.
thought you were supposed to send him one.
I do actually want one of those.
I found mine, and then I realized, you know what? I'm gonna between now and the time that the doctor releases me from the second surgery that I'm gonna have next week, I'm gonna try to do everything I can to look as homeless as possible.
Dude, yes.
Do it.
Because
I was actually looking at our first video that we did.
If shit kicks off and people want to get stupid around here, you are gonna see a scruffy looking dude all kitted up walking down the damn street.
Yes. Full on sports when he was running across country.
I watched our video with our first video with doing psychosocial.
Right, I had the beard that was all the way down to here.
Yes.
Yeah.
I kind of missed that.
Yeah.
Of course, I had the Guy Fawkes fucking thing going.
Yeah, you kind of had like the Tony Stark tribute thing going on there.
I said Guy Fawkes. So
I was trying to. All right, fine, whatever. You do you.
We're trying to keep it topical.
God.
So he knows Guy Fawkes, but he doesn't know Big Lebowski. What the fuck, man?
I know Guy Fawkes because of.
Oh, here we go. What's up?
Man, it's really jaggy.
Oh, let's see here. Hold on.
She has really bad internet connection.
Yeah, she does. There she goes.
There
Very faithful, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I want the world to meet my daughter, Belle. You need to help bring order. You need to bring balance to the force. Help us to land this plane.
Bring some civilization to this, because
but feel free by
you called your most uncivilized
child. Should you feel hampered to give David any kind of reprieve? If you feel like the opportunity is there to bury him,
yes, he is an absolute 100% target of opportunity.
I mean, just the fact alone that he hasn't seen anything Letterkenny is just that's enough to sink him.
He hasn't even seen Shoresy. Exactly. Thank you. That was our reaction too.
You have homework.
We keep
it cannot be redeemed until you have watched both of those.
Yes,
I could
then consideration.
Okay, I couldn't watch those shows because they're too slow for me.
All right, so start with short.
As fast as they talk, how can you say it's too slow?
I don't know. It's just too
We're
slow.
making excuses with our buds the other day.
That's what I'm hearing. I hear
I
excuses.
don't even watch The Office or Parks and Rec.
Hey. Park down at the end of the laneway. Don't come up on the property.
Okay. All right.
I mean, David,
you're actually know what that means.
He looks like the kinds of guys that likes to have some attentions paid to his buttholes.
He does.
Yeah.
Dude, we're only what is it? This weekend, isn't it? That Shoresy season 2 comes?
Shoresy season 2 this weekend. That's exactly right.
Yeah, Friday. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh.
What are you talking about? It came out a couple of weeks ago.
In Canada.
Oh, in Canada?
Yeah, just on Crazy TV.
Yeah, it's a Canadian show. Which you would know if you would have fucking seen it.
The only Canadian show that I really liked was Kids in the Hall.
That was actually really good.
Yeah, it was.
The Hall was pretty good.
Yeah.
And everything that came off of Sci-Fi. That's all Canadian shit. Oh, and Red.
Belle, I'm going to ask you again to help us land this plane because much like Louis, David is trying his damnedest to dip his balls in it, and we need you to help us.
I'll say you called your most uncivilized child to bring civilization to this.
That's how bad we're doing right now.
That's how unbalanced the universe is right now. I needed to enact a Thanosian measure here.
You are our snap.
Oh God, so much pressure.
Don't screw it up.
We got to get old golf commentator on him. Be like, he's lining up the putt on the 18th green.
I'll say, don't let her look.
I was like, well, we lit the dumpster fire. We don't know what to do it. Have you tried pouring gasoline on it? No, we have not. Let's try that.
How would we civilize, like, land this in the most, non-chaotic way?
Which friend is this?
This is PJ.
Oh, hello, PJ.
Hello. Hi, Dad.
Oh,
Hello. No, don't pay attention to that fuck up there that waved first. I'm the one. I'm the sexy one. Okay.
I like to wave. I like waving.
I like turtles.
I'm the one that Belle is afraid to take out in public sometimes.
I mean, I've heard your jokes.
Yeah. She's been watching with me.
No. Completely different ball of wax in a public setting, especially around people that I have no idea who they are. Like I don't know you from a hole in the ground.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
You gotta learn where the line is first before you can really start pushing the boundary.
Wait, there's a line?
No.
Well, allegedly.
There's a line? I didn't
There's a
know
line?
about the line.
Fucking hell.
Heard rumors that there's a line.
I kept on trying to find it with my credit card.
I've
Sometimes Square goes down for those hookers, so that you can't pay them, David.
Oh, okay.
We got to remember that one.
Look at me. I'm almost 46 years old. I'm bringing fucking wisdom to the table. Yeah.
Oh man.
Are we ready to land this plane, guys?
Top of the 8th, 2 outs, runner on second. Arizona still has a 4-2 lead.
Oh, nice.
Almost ready to call it.
Wait, I see more than one body moving around back there.
My dog.
What's up, doggo? Anyways, yay, Belle, you get to you get to actually like you get to be part of the outro here all of a sudden. David, we're running on fumes here. Bring it in.
Hit it.
Thank you all, everybody, on Nerd Sports, episode 131. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for listening. I'm David Dickerman.
I'm Johnny Skelton.
I am Chris Jacka.
I'm Belle Skelton.
This is Nerd Sports. Bye, everybody.
Take it out like a dirty tampon.